This week's Funny Friday stand-up is with Sebastian Maniscalco. You're gonna love it. He's Italian. You're gonna enjoy it. Stay tuned. Sebastian Maniscalco has a few Netflix original stand-ups, which I saw them all, and I have to say, What's Wrong with People is the best one. So he does have a few, again, like I said. One is called Stay Hungry, and the other one is called Why Would You Do That? And they're all funny in their own right, but the standout stand-up for me, the one that is the best, is What's Wrong with People. And I think that's because we all can relate to everything that he's talking about. Now, mind you, I consider myself a funny girl. So, I love stand-up. I am not overly sensitive about being a woman when it comes to stand-up. I am not oversensitive about being black when it comes to stand-up. I think, and I agree with a lot of comedians, that everything is on the table and everything is funny when it comes to stand-up, if it's done in the proper way. Okay, so let's just say that. And it usually is. I think usually people can read the room. Sebastian is Italian, if you can't tell by his name. And from my experience in selling insurance, and I did sell in South Philly to a lot of Italians, they can be a lot like black people. Sebastian reminds me a lot of my husband. He's very impatient and he yells a lot. Sebastian seems about my age, so he goes back in time remembering when people used to go to the mall and hang out at the mall, and how we kind of like as kids ran the mall. Going to the mall was a big thing, and I mean it kind of still is, but not like it was back when we were young. You remember those days. He also talks about a period of time when, back in the days, the 70s, the 80s, the 90s, when you had company, it was a big thing. That is the funniest, for me, the funniest part of the show. When he talks about, then versus now. So how we used to entertain people, how it was good for people to pop up at your house and you just love to have company, as opposed to how we react to people popping up at our door today. And we all know that sometimes, you ain't in the mood to have company and you got grandma and 3 other aunts and uncles at the door and you're a little salty about that. Being old in the club. I remember that I went out with a girlfriend. It was her bachelorette party, and I was a little older than the rest of the crew. And being in the club, and I knew I was too old for the club. The music was way too loud. It looked like I was dancing with little kids. I felt so out of place. I was like, I gotta get out of here. Like, this music is driving me crazy. He talks about the same experience. The experience with having bathroom attendants, like who made that job up. I mean, it's hilarious. He also talks about his dating experience. That's funny as well. How, you try and put on airs at first and then after a while, the airs come off. He talks about his friends and people around him who have kids and how everybody's always lying about how advanced their children are, which I thought was so hilarious because every time you meet with friends, everybody's competing on whose kid is the smartest, who kid is the fastest, who kid is doing this, who kid is doing that. And he really lets you know that your kid is not a big deal. Nobody gives a darn about your kid. Sebastian has amazing comedic timing. He yells. He's frustrated when he's even talking about the situations that he's frustrated in, which I enjoy. He's hilarious. I want you to go check him out. Now, feel free to check out all 3. Again, like I said, for me, the first one was the funniest. The first one is What's Wrong with People. That was the funniest for me. And the other ones, you can tell he kind of gained some notoriety because in the last of the trilogy, because there are 3, you see some famous faces in the audience, famous comedians, and I don't want to give them away, but I was so happy for him that he was like getting some buzz. I haven't heard a lot from him since. Well, Stay Hungry was in 2019, so that was a year ago. I mean, we're just in 2020. 2020's been a mess, so we're on quarantine with COVID and all that. So, nobody can do much in regards to stand-up or entertaining. That was his last stand-up, and I can't wait to hear more from him. I am definitely a fan. Again, short Italian guy, big ego, big mouth, hilarious. You're gonna love them. I loved them. Comment down below. Let me know, who is your favorite comedian? I'm a Dave Chappelle fan myself, but so is everybody. I'm a Mike Epps fan as well. I have to admit, he makes me chuckle. And I'm also a Cat Williams fan. I love Cat Williams. He's hilarious. He has some good stand-up. He's very raw. Let me know who you like and who's your favorite stand-up comedian. Comment down below. I want to know. And I'll catch you next time. Bye.